Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you went there? Or picked up your phone and stared at it, trying to remember what you were about to do? Maybe you forgot someone's name, misplaced your keys again, or struggled to recall something that used to come easily. If this has been happening more often lately, you are not alone. Millions of people notice their memory becoming weaker with time, and it can feel frustrating, even a little scary. But what if I told you that one simple thing you chew before bed could help your brain wake up stronger, sharper, and more focused in just 10 days? Most people spend money on expensive supplements, complicated brain training apps, or trendy memory boosters they saw online. Yet they completely ignore something much simpler that has been quietly helping brain health for centuries. It's natural, easy to use, and you may already have it in your kitchen. And when used at the right time, right before sleep, it can support your brain in ways many people never realize. Tonight, we're going to talk about a powerful nighttime habit that may help your brain repair itself while you sleep. Because here's something many people don't know. Your brain does most of its repair work at night. While you're asleep, it clears toxins, strengthens memory connections, and rebuilds the cells responsible for learning and recall. If you support your brain during this window, you can give your memory a powerful advantage. But before I reveal what you should chew before bed, let's quickly understand why memory problems are becoming so common today. Think about your daily routine. Constant notifications, stress, processed food, poor sleep, lack of physical activity. All of these things slowly weaken the brain's ability to store and retrieve information. Your brain cells rely on good blood flow, proper nutrients, and deep sleep to function well. When those things are missing, memory begins to slip. One of the biggest problems people overlook is reduced blood flow to the brain. Your brain only makes up about 2% of your body weight, but it uses about 20% of your body's oxygen and energy. If circulation slows down, brain cells don't get the nutrients they need. Over time, this affects concentration, focus, and memory. Another hidden factor is inflammation. Many modern diets are filled with sugar, refined carbs, and processed oils that trigger inflammation in the body. Chronic inflammation can damage brain cells and interfere with the communication between neurons, making it harder to form and retrieve memories. Sleep is another major piece of the puzzle. When you sleep deeply, your brain organizes the information you learned during the day and moves it into long-term storage. If sleep quality is poor, this process becomes weaker. That's why people who sleep poorly often complain about brain fog and forgetfulness. Now here's where the powerful bedtime habit comes in. Chewing certain natural foods before sleep can stimulate saliva enzymes, release brain-supporting nutrients, and activate compounds that help relax the nervous system. When these compounds enter your bloodstream before bed, they work alongside your body's natural nighttime repair cycle. One of the most powerful things you can chew before bed for memory support is a small handful of walnuts. Walnuts are often called brain food, and if you look closely at one, it even resembles the human brain. But this isn't just a coincidence. Walnuts are packed with nutrients that support brain function in several important ways. First, they contain omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats are essential for maintaining the structure of brain cells. Your brain is nearly 60% fat, and it relies heavily on omega-3s to keep its cell membranes flexible and functional. When these membranes are healthy, brain cells communicate faster and more efficiently. Second, walnuts are rich in antioxidants. These compounds help protect brain cells from oxidative stress. Every day, your body produces free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells. Over time, oxidative stress contributes to memory decline and cognitive aging. Antioxidants neutralize these free radicals and help keep brain tissue healthy. Third, walnuts support better sleep. They naturally contain melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. When you chew walnuts before bed, You provide your body with a gentle signal that it's time to wind down. Better sleep means better memory consolidation overnight, but walnuts are only one part of the story. Another powerful food you can chew before bed is pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds may be small, but they are loaded with brain-supporting minerals. One of the most important is magnesium. Magnesium plays a key role in nerve transmission and brain plasticity, which is the brain's ability to form new connections. Many people today are deficient in magnesium because modern diets contain fewer natural foods. Low magnesium levels are associated with poor sleep, anxiety, and reduced cognitive performance. Pumpkin seeds are also rich in zinc. Zinc helps regulate communication between brain cells and supports the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory formation. When zinc levels are balanced, your brain processes information more effectively. There's another benefit most people don't realize. Chewing seeds and nuts slowly before bed stimulates the trigeminal nerve in your jaw. This nerve connects directly to areas of the brain involved in alertness and cognitive processing. Gentle stimulation of this nerve can improve blood flow to the brain and support neural activity. But there's one more surprising food that can amplify the effect of this bedtime habit: a small piece of raw garlic. Now, I know some people might hesitate when they hear garlic before bed, but raw garlic contains a powerful compound called allicin, which supports circulation throughout the body. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching the brain. Garlic also helps reduce inflammation and supports healthy blood pressure levels, both of which play important roles in maintaining cognitive function. When you combine walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and a small piece of garlic before bed, you create a powerful trio of nutrients that work together while you sleep. Healthy fats for brain cells, minerals for nerve communication, and circulation support for oxygen delivery. And remember, your brain is most active in its repair work during the night. That's when it removes metabolic waste, strengthens neural pathways, and stores the memories you formed during the day. In fact, scientists have discovered something fascinating called the glymphatic system. This is the brain's natural cleaning system. While you sleep, it flushes out toxins that build up during waking hours. When this system works efficiently, brain cells stay healthier and memory function improves. Certain nutrients can support this nighttime cleaning process by improving circulation and reducing inflammation. Now imagine repeating this simple bedtime habit consistently for 10 days. You're giving your brain omega-3 fats, magnesium, zinc, antioxidants, and circulation support right before its nightly repair cycle begins. Over time, this can help sharpen focus, improve recall speed, and reduce the feeling of mental fog. Many people who begin supporting their brain health at night notice subtle improvements first. They wake up feeling more mentally clear. Conversations flow more easily. Names and details come back quicker. That tip of the tongue feeling becomes less frequent. Then, over several days, the changes become more noticeable. Concentration improves. Multitasking becomes easier. Even mood and motivation can benefit, because a healthier brain communicates more effectively with the rest of the body. But here's something important to understand. This habit works best when combined with a few supportive lifestyle practices. First, stay hydrated throughout the day. Your brain is about 75% water, and dehydration can impair cognitive performance. Even mild dehydration can make you feel tired, unfocused, and forgetful. Second, move your body regularly. Physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and stimulates the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, often called BDNF. This protein helps grow and protect neurons, strengthening memory pathways. Third, challenge your brain. Learning new skills, reading, solving puzzles, or having meaningful conversations all help keep neural networks active and flexible. Fourth, protect your sleep. Try to keep a consistent bedtime schedule, limit bright screens late at night, and create a calm sleep environment. Deep sleep is when your brain does its most important memory work. And finally, pay attention to what you eat during the day. A diet rich in vegetables, healthy fats, lean proteins, and whole foods provides the building blocks your brain needs to function at its best. But remember, the bedtime habit we talked about tonight is simple enough that almost anyone can start immediately. Before going to bed, chew a small handful of walnuts, a spoonful of pumpkin seeds, and if you can tolerate it, a small piece of raw garlic. Chew slowly, allowing the nutrients to mix with saliva enzymes before swallowing. Give your body 10 days of consistency. During those nights, your brain will be receiving supportive nutrients right when it needs them most. While you sleep, those nutrients help fuel the repair systems that protect memory, strengthen neural pathways, and support overall brain health. You might be surprised at how such a small nightly ritual can influence the way your brain feels during the day. And remember, memory loss is not always an inevitable part of aging. In many cases, the brain simply needs the right environment and nutrients to perform the way it was designed to. Your brain is incredibly adaptable. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, which means your brain can reorganize itself, build new connections, and even strengthen weakened ones when given the right support. So if you've been feeling frustrated by forgetfulness or mental fog, don't assume your brain is failing you. Sometimes it's simply asking for better care. Start with the small habit we talked about tonight. Chew these brain-supporting foods before bed, stay consistent, and give your brain the tools it needs to repair itself overnight. Because 10 days from now, you might notice something remarkable. Names coming back faster, thoughts flowing more clearly, and the quiet confidence that your memory is becoming stronger again. And there's another fascinating reason why chewing something before bed can have such a powerful effect on your brain. And it begins with something most people never think about: your saliva. That's right. The simple act of chewing activates saliva enzymes that begin breaking down nutrients even before the food reaches your stomach. This early stage of digestion might sound small, but it can dramatically affect how well your body absorbs brain-supporting compounds. Most people swallow food quickly, barely chewing, especially during the day when they are busy. But at night, when you slow down and chew properly, your mouth begins a complex chemical process that prepares nutrients for better absorption. Your saliva contains enzymes like amylase and lipase, and these enzymes start breaking down carbohydrates and fats immediately. The longer you chew, the more these enzymes mix with the food, creating smaller nutrient particles that your digestive system can process more efficiently. Now think about what that means for your brain. Many of the nutrients that support memory and cognitive function, healthy fats, antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals, need to be properly broken down to enter the bloodstream. If digestion starts poorly, absorption later becomes weaker. But when saliva enzymes begin their work in the mouth, the entire digestive process becomes smoother and more effective. At night, this process becomes even more interesting. Your body enters a different metabolic state during the evening. Digestion slows slightly, your nervous system begins shifting toward relaxation, and your body prepares for repair and recovery. When you chew certain nutrient-rich foods during this time, saliva enzymes activate compounds that can support the brain while you sleep. One reason this matters so much is because the brain relies on a steady supply of micronutrients. Unlike muscles or fat tissue, the brain cannot store large reserves of many vitamins and minerals. It needs a consistent supply from the bloodstream to maintain neurotransmitter production and cellular repair. Neurotransmitters are the chemical messengers that allow brain cells to communicate with one another. Every memory you recall, every thought you form, every word you speak depends on these chemical signals moving quickly and accurately between neurons. To produce these neurotransmitters, your brain requires nutrients like magnesium, zinc, B vitamins, amino acids, and healthy fats. When food is chewed thoroughly, saliva enzymes begin releasing these nutrients from their natural structures. This early breakdown allows your stomach acids and intestinal enzymes to finish the process more efficiently. The result is better nutrient availability, which means more of those brain-supporting compounds actually reach your bloodstream. But there is another hidden benefit to chewing slowly at night. The act of chewing itself stimulates nerves in the jaw and mouth that communicate directly with the brain. These signals travel through cranial nerves that influence brain activity, blood circulation, and even hormone balance. One of the key nerves involved in this process is the trigeminal nerve. This nerve carries sensory information from your face and jaw to the brainstem. When you chew slowly and consistently, it sends rhythmic signals that can increase blood flow to certain brain regions. Improved circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reaching the cells responsible for memory and learning. This stimulation can also encourage the brain to release calming neurotransmitters that prepare your body for restful sleep. Deep sleep is essential for memory consolidation, which is the process where your brain converts short-term experiences into long-term memories. During the day, your brain collects an enormous amount of information. Conversations, images, sounds, emotions, and decisions all leave traces within neural networks. But these memories are not stable yet. They must be processed and organized during sleep. This is why scientists often say, sleep is when learning truly becomes memory. While you sleep, your brain replays patterns of neural activity from the day, strengthening important connections and pruning away unnecessary ones. This process helps transform fragile short-term memory into durable long-term knowledge. For this system to work well, the brain requires the right biochemical environment. Minerals like magnesium help calm neural activity and support synaptic plasticity. Zinc assists with communication between neurons. Antioxidants protect brain cells from oxidative stress. Healthy fats maintain the structure of cell membranes. When saliva enzymes begin breaking down these nutrients in the mouth, they help prepare them for efficient absorption later in the digestive tract. The result is that more of these compounds become available to the brain during the nighttime repair cycle. Another important component of saliva is its ability to initiate fat digestion. Many brain-supporting foods contain beneficial fats, and these fats play a critical role in cognitive health. Your brain cells are surrounded by membranes made largely of lipids, or fats. These membranes control how signals move in and out of the cell. If the fats in these membranes are healthy and flexible, communication between neurons becomes faster and more efficient. But if the membranes become stiff or damaged, signal transmission slows down, which can affect memory, focus, and mental clarity. Saliva contains an enzyme called lingual lipase that begins breaking down fats right inside the mouth. This enzyme prepares fatty acids for further digestion in the stomach and intestines. By chewing foods rich in healthy fats slowly before bed, you allow lingual lipase to start releasing these fatty acids early, improving how well your body ultimately absorbs them. Another surprising role of saliva involves antioxidants. Many plant-based foods contain polyphenols and other antioxidant compounds that support brain health. These molecules help neutralize free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can damage cells over time. When you chew foods that contain antioxidants, saliva begins dissolving these compounds and making them more bioavailable. In other words, chewing helps release them from the food matrix so they can be absorbed more effectively in the digestive system. This process becomes particularly valuable at night because the brain undergoes intense metabolic activity during sleep. As your brain clears toxins and repairs damaged cells, antioxidant protection becomes especially important. There is also a connection between saliva enzymes and blood sugar balance. When you chew slowly, amylase begins breaking down carbohydrates into smaller sugar molecules. This controlled digestion allows your body to process sugars more gradually, preventing sudden spikes and crashes in blood glucose levels. Stable blood sugar is extremely important for brain function. The brain relies on glucose as its primary energy source, but large fluctuations can disrupt cognitive performance. When blood sugar rises too quickly and then falls sharply, people often experience fatigue, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. By chewing thoroughly and allowing saliva enzymes to begin carbohydrate digestion slowly, you help regulate how quickly glucose enters the bloodstream. This steadier energy supply can support brain function throughout the night and into the next morning. Many people wake up feeling mentally foggy because their blood sugar dropped too low overnight. Providing a small amount of nutrient-dense food before bed, properly chewed and mixed with saliva enzymes, can help maintain more stable energy levels for the brain. Another fascinating aspect of saliva is its role in signaling digestion readiness. When your mouth senses food and chewing begins, your brain sends signals to the stomach, pancreas, and liver, preparing them for incoming nutrients. This is known as the cephalic phase of digestion. During this phase, stomach acid production increases, digestive enzymes begin releasing, and bile flow prepares to break down fats. When food reaches the stomach after being properly chewed, the digestive system is already activated and ready to process it efficiently. But when people swallow food quickly without chewing, this signaling process becomes weaker. Digestion becomes less efficient, and some nutrients pass through the digestive system without being fully absorbed. This is why the simple habit of slow chewing can significantly improve nutrient utilization. It ensures that the digestive system is fully prepared to extract the vitamins, minerals, and beneficial compounds needed for brain repair. Saliva also contains proteins that protect the mouth and digestive tract from harmful bacteria. These antimicrobial compounds help maintain a healthy oral microbiome. Interestingly, the balance of bacteria in the mouth and gut has been linked to cognitive health. Researchers are increasingly discovering connections between gut health and brain function. The gut produces many neurotransmitters and communicates constantly with the brain through the gut-brain axis. When digestion works efficiently, the gut environment becomes more supportive of beneficial bacteria that produce brain-supporting chemicals. Chewing thoroughly helps initiate this digestive harmony from the very beginning. By mixing food with saliva enzymes, you promote smoother digestion and support the microbial balance that ultimately influences brain chemistry. There is also a mechanical benefit to chewing that many people overlook. The rhythmic movement of chewing increases blood circulation in the head and neck region. This improved circulation can influence oxygen delivery to brain tissues. Oxygen is essential for every brain cell. Without sufficient oxygen, neurons struggle to generate the electrical signals that allow communication across neural networks. Over time, reduced oxygen supply can impair cognitive performance and memory formation. Chewing stimulates muscles around the jaw and face, which increases local blood flow and can indirectly enhance circulation toward the brain. When this occurs before sleep, it may help prepare the brain for the intense metabolic activity that takes place overnight. Even the act of mindful chewing has neurological effects. When you slow down and pay attention to the sensory experience of chewing, the taste, texture, and aroma of food, you activate areas of the brain involved in awareness and sensory integration. This mindful engagement can reduce stress and calm the nervous system. Lower stress levels mean reduced production of cortisol, the hormone associated with chronic tension. High cortisol levels over long periods can damage the hippocampus, a brain structure critical for memory formation. By chewing slowly and calmly at night, you help shift your nervous system toward a relaxed state that supports restorative sleep and memory processing. Your body is designed to respond to rhythms and routines. When you repeat a consistent bedtime habit, your brain begins to associate that behavior with the transition into sleep. Over time, the act of chewing certain foods before bed can become a gentle signal that tells your body the day is ending and nighttime repair is beginning. This simple ritual activates saliva enzymes, prepares the digestive system, stimulates cranial nerves, and releases nutrients that support the brain's nighttime activities. And while it may seem like a small action, It aligns perfectly with how the body naturally functions. Instead of forcing complicated interventions or relying on synthetic solutions, you are simply supporting the biological processes that have existed in the human body for thousands of years. The mouth is not just a passageway for food. It is the first stage of digestion, a sensory organ, a signaling center, and an important gateway for nutrient activation. Every time you chew slowly and thoroughly, you give saliva enzymes time to unlock nutrients that your brain will later use for energy, repair, and communication. Night after night, this process quietly supports the systems responsible for learning, memory, and mental clarity.